Sanibonani. Hello everybody. Welcome or welcome back to African Hosa ASMR. In today's video, I wanted to cover a topic that's requested by a lot of you guys. So in today's video, I will be talking about the history and origin of the Zulu Kingdom of South Africa. Disclaimer, I myself do not know anything or have never heard anything about the origin of the Zulu Kingdom. So this is going to also be a great learning opportunity for me as well. But all I need from you is to sit back, relax, and hopefully you will enjoy watching today's video. Without further ado, let's get started. Singaphozisanga maseko ukanye singachithanga xesha lide. Masikawuliswa rhoqo. Masingene emqolweni betnana. Okay. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty side of things, I just want to do the introduction, which summarizes everything and states our objectives. Summarize everything, provide a bit of context and background, and then we dive deep into it after that. Here is a brief summary. Who are the Zulus? The ancestors of the Zulu people migrated from West Africa into southeastern Africa during the Bantu migration, which started from the 2000 BC up until the 15th century. The Zulu tribe expanded into a powerful kingdom, subdued surrounding groups, and settled into the region known as the KwaZulu-Natal province in the present-day South Africa. That is basically the introduction. That is basically the summary of everything. Now, the objectives of today's video is to go deep into that. Where did it begin? How did it come about? Why? Let's get straight into that. Masiqalise sithethe ngabakwaZulu. Anyway, let's start our video. Now, in today's video, we are going to be reading from an article by study.com, and it is titled Zulu Tribe History, Facts, and Culture. It says, learn about the Zulu tribe, their history, and their culture. Also, read about the Zulus' rise to power and establishment of the Zulu kingdom and Zulu region. So, for our table of contents, we have 4 points that we're going to be covering today. Who are the Zulus? You will get an answer to that. The history of the Zulu tribe, Zulu tribe facts and culture, and a lesson summary to gather all our thoughts and see what we have learned today. Now, does the Zulu tribe still exist? Well, the Zulu tribe presently live in the KwaZulu-Natal province region of the modern-day South Africa, as well as other parts of the country, after enduring colonialism and overcoming apartheid. The Zulu have emerged as the dominant ethnic group in South Africa today, and their language is one of the national languages spoken by 50% of the South African population. How amazing is that? So, did the Zulus beat the British? How come they're so populated? How come everybody knows about the Zulus? How come everybody knows about King Shaka Zulu, the king of the Zulu kingdom? So, why is that? Did the Zulus beat the British? Well, there were 2 main battles between AmaZulu and the British. The first was the Battle of Izandlwana in January of 1879, which the Zulu won. However, the Zulu were so severely impacted by that battle that the Zulu kingdom fell to the British rule by July of 1879 at the Battle of Rockelsdrift. Okay, that is it for that. Now, one question you might have is, what are the Zulus known for? Why are the Zulu people so famous? Why are they so famous? What are they known for exactly? Well, to answer that question, the Zulu tribe is known for dominating southeastern Africa under the leadership of King Shaka Zulu, and for being the dominant group in the modern day South Africa. Shaka expanded the Zululand into a very, very powerful kingdom, subdued surrounding groups, and settled into a region called the KwaZulu-Natal province of South Africa. The KwaZulu-Natal province of South Africa. Where are the Zulus from? Well, the ancestors of the Zulus migrated from Western Africa into the southern East Africa during the Bantu migration in 2000 BC up until the 15th century. According to the Zulu ancestral belief, the first Zulu was the son of a Nguni chief who lived in Congo Basin of Central Africa. By the early 1800s, the Zulu had migrated to the southeastern region of Natal in South Africa. What does that mean? Loo nto ithetha ukuba abantu bakwaZulu basuka eCongo. Abantu bakwaZulu basuka eCongo. Bahamba bese pha emazantsi. Bawusettlisha apha kwi-coast KwaZulu Natal. Thetha loo nto ke loo nto. Basuka nini? Basuka nge-2000 BC wethu. Ukuyoma kwi-15th century. Now, who are the Zulus? Let's talk about the history. Everything. The nitty-gritties. The nitty-gritties. The nitty-gritties. The history of the Zulu tribe. According to the Zulu ancestral belief, the first Zulu was the son of the Nguni chief who lived in the Congo Basin of Central Africa. And then by the early 1800s, the Zulus had migrated into Natal, where they lived amongst other Nguni-speaking chiefdoms. There were ongoing power struggles amongst the different chiefdoms. Around 1808, Chief Dingiswayo of the Nguni-speaking Mthethwa people led wars of conquest to end power struggles amongst the chief in the communities surrounding the chiefdom. So, Chief Dingiswayo lo waqonda mayiphele yonke loo nto. Conquered the end of the power struggle. Okay. Nayiva ke ngoku le nto ibithini? Nayiva ke ngoku le nto ukuba ithini? Ndayiva. So, King Dingiswayo centralized power by organizing military into age-based groups rather than lineage-based regiments. This weakened kinship ties of the conquered communities. Chief Dingiswayo left the conquered chiefdoms relatively intact after they accepted his dominion. The Zulu developed into a distinct cultural group by the time they were conquered by Chief Dingiswayo and his Mthethwa people in the early 1800s. At that time, the Zulu were a small lineage numbering around 2,000 people, led by Chief Senza Ngakhona. Shaka Zulu, the future founder of the Zulu kingdom, was the illegitimate son of Chief Senza Ngakhona. Shaka was drafted into the Mthethwa and became one of Chief Dingiswayo's bravest warriors. When Chief Senzangakona died, Shaka seized the Zulu throne. During Dingiswayo's military of weakening kinship ties amongst warriors, Shaka Zulu controlled the Zulu community. After Dingiswayo's death, he killed the legitimate heir and installed the puppet as the chief of the Mthethwa. Before long, Shaka seized control over the Mthethwa's regiments and assumed power of the newly formed Zulu kingdom in 1818. Now, for the Zulu tribe during the early colonial period, Diaz, a Portuguese explorer, sailed around the Cape of Good Hope in 1488. More Portuguese traders soon arrived in search of gold, silver, ivory, and slaves. By the 17th century, Dutch settlers arrived and began trading with indigenous people of the Cape. They were Boers or farmers and soon outnumbered the Portuguese. These European settlers called themselves Afrikaners, meaning Africans. The Afrikaners expanded over the mountains eastwards into areas close to Zulu settlements. They plundered their way into the interior and enslaved some members of indigenous groups. European settlers from Britain and Holland were already present in areas neighboring to Zulu settlements by the time Shaka established the Zulu kingdom in 1818. They settled in less fertile land and engaged in trade with the Zulu people. By 1820, the British had settled in Cape Town and established the Cape Colony to protect their sea road to India. Racial difference was used to control the indigenous population. The Afrikaner population were the first to expand wide settlements into the Zulu area of Natal and used their firearms, horses, and ox wagons to form alliances with the Zulu chiefs. The black working class emerged with the discovery of gold and diamonds in the early 1860s. The demand for cheap labor contributed to the decline of Zulu and other indigenous communities. Men were recruited for work in the mines and were no longer available to fight tribal wars. Now, you have found out about where the Zulu people originate from, the types of wars they fought, and how they were affected by colonialism or colonization, if I may say. Now, let's talk about the Zulu tribes, facts, and culture, where we just summarize everything we have learned in today's video. Just a bit of additional information, if I may say. So, the Zulu. Who are the Zulu and how do they do what they do? Do Zulu practice voodoo? Is that true? And can you stay glued to this lesson to learn something new? Okay, That's all the rhyming I've got. And no, the Zulu don't practice voodoo, but we will talk about some of their spiritual beliefs. The Zulu are one of the preeminent ethnic groups in Africa, mainly located in South Africa. They were a warring nation for centuries and established one of the most successful empires in sub-Saharan Africa. So let's get to know the Zulu. Okay. And then there's a subheading that says History of Zulu. Oh my goodness, it looks like it's all repetitive, but anyway, we're just gonna read it again because it's a summary of everything we've learned today. The Zulu ethnic group belongs to the overall language family called Bantu, and more specifically the subgroup of Bantu called Nguni. Most researchers believed that the ancestors of all the Bantu people Most researchers believe that the ancestors of all the Bantu people, and there are hundreds of ethnic groups in Africa, don't accurately claim this ancestry came from West or Central Africa around 3,000 years ago. From there, they spread across sub-Saharan Africa and became unique language and ethnic groups. The Zulu themselves have existed since at least the 14th century. This was when they first appeared in the written record. That is when they first appeared in the written record, mostly as warriors living in small kingdoms speaking a shared Nguni-based language. Okay, and then what? The true rise of the Zulu power occurred in the early 19th century. A Zulu prince named Shaka used his army to unite various tribes into a single Zulu kingdom. This is when the Zulu ethnicity and language were really consolidated into distinct groups of people. Shaka brought together warriors from all of the Zulu tribes and trained them in a unique style of warfare. In only a decade, the Zulu armies conquered the majority of sub-Saharan Africa and established one of the most powerful empires on the continent. They controlled trade routes, agricultural land, and people. Shaka himself was assassinated by his brothers 12 years after starting his kingdom. The Zulu kingdom remained stronger, however, until the arrival of the British in the late 1800s. The British troops fought a series of wars against Zulus, finally conquering the kingdom and dividing into 13 chiefdoms under the white European control. Now let's talk about distribution. The Zulu never again regained autonomy and to this day live within borders of nations and provinces created by other people. The great majority of Zulu today live in the nation of South Africa, specifically in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. There are roughly 9 million Zulu in the province, making them not only one of the largest ethnic groups in South Africa, but in the sub-Saharan half of the continent. Oh wow. A lot of the Zulu people live in traditional Zulu communities, which are rural, agricultural, and based around family networks. However, a lot of Zulu have migrated into South Africa's urban cities or centers, taking advantage of job opportunities and fighting for greater political representation. The urban and rural Zulu communities maintain strong ties with others, or with each other rather, which is something that other ethnic communities across South Africa had a harder time doing. One thing I will tell you is that Zulu people are like this. Like, Zulu people go hard for other Zulu people. And let me tell you that Zulu people go very hard for other Zulu people. That is so true. The fact that it says the urban and rural Zulu communities remain strong ties with each other, which is something that other ethnic communities across Africa have had a harder time doing. I absolutely believe it to be 100% true. To make a practical example, there is a South African president called Jacob Zuma. Zulu Nation started a war, basically. They started destroying infrastructure. They started going around, looting everywhere, destroying shops, destroying things, and just taking about anything. The country was turned into chaos. The country was turned into a disaster. And some of the Zulu speaking people who were being interviewed by news broadcasters, they're asking them, why are you doing this? It's because of Zuma. But what do you mean it's because of Zuma? What did Zuma do? What happened to Zuma? They had no idea what is going on. They do not have any idea of what is happening politically in the country. It was crazy. A lot was happening in the country, and a lot of people were being unalived. Cars were being tipped over. The country turned into chaos. Why? Because Jacob Zuma, because of, destroying the country, allegedly being involved with the Guptas, and a lot of corruption. Let's just put it like that. I don't want to get into politics, and a lot of people start attacking me because politics are a huge thing for people, and South Africans that love Zuma, who saw the title of this video and are watching out. I don't want any drama. I don't want anything. I'm not gonna say anything, okay? I'm cool. Are you cool? We're cool. It's fine. Where was I? And after that, okay. It says, while the great majority of the Zulu live in South Africa, there are also smaller communities currently residing in Zimbabwe, Zambia, Tanzania, and Mozambique. So if you go to Zimbabwe, Zambia, Tanzania, and Mozambique, you are most likely to find Zulu speaking people. Now, to make the video more interesting, some of you guys probably don't know Shaka Zulu. Probably heard of him, but you don't know who he is. Let me try to see if I'll find just a little article. Something just a little bit that will tell you who Shaka Zulu is, how he grew up, and who he was. But if you are interested in watching a story of Shaka Zulu being narrated in the most beautiful way, I would suggest watching a South African modern day series called Shaka Ilembe. Tap, tap, tap. Shaka Ilembe. Tap, tap, tap. Now, who exactly is Shaka? Kubani kanye kanye uShaka? Wenza ntoni? Wenza ntoni? Kasixelele siviwe. Sifuna ukwazi ngoShaka. Sifuna ukwazi ngoShaka. Shaka Zulu. Nkosi yamaZulu. Masifunde ngaye. Let me see if I'll find something. Who was Shaka Zulu? Okay. Let's see. How strong was Shaka? It's taking forever to open. Let me just open a new one. Because why is already Lalaganja? Who was Shaka Zulu? Let's try to open a new one. Yeah, this one is opening. This one is opening. Let's try to see this one if it will open again. Because now it makes me want to see if it's gonna open. Yeah, it opened. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna do this one. Okay, so this article is titled Shaka Zulu Chief. It says Shaka was born in 1789 and passed away on the 22nd of September in 1828. And he was a Zulu chief from 1816 to 1828. He's the founder of South Africa's Zulu Empire. He is credited with crafting a fighting force that devastated the entire region. His life is a subject of numerous colorful and exaggerated stories, of many which are dedicated by historians. Many of which are debated by historians. Okay, now let's talk about his early life. So Shaka was the son of Senzangakhona of the Zulu kingdom, and his mother was Queen Nandi, an orphaned princess of the neighboring Langeni clan. Because his parents belonged to the same clan, their marriage violated Zulu custom, and the stigma of this extended to the child. That is so true. In our cultures, you're not supposed to marry someone with the same clan name as you, whether you know them or not. Once you find out, you don't get married, which is why the most important question a lot of people ask when they start dating is ungubani isiduko sakho, so that they can see that they're not related in any way, shape or form. But nowadays people no longer really care about clan names, so it's still debated, but at times the younger generations, if they have the same clan names, they do marry at times, but it's not very common, and it's something that to a certain degree is still frowned upon. So yeah, and then after that the couple separated when Shaka was 6 years of age, and Nandi took her son back to their Langeni, where he passed a fatherless boyhood amongst people who despised his mother. So everybody ostracized Queen Nandi as well as Shaka Zulu. And then in 1802, the Langeni drove Nandi out. Yeah, that is also very common. Even your family disowns you at times under such conditions. So even Nandi's family didn't want to take Nandi and Shaka in because that disgrace extended towards the family. Everybody looked at the family like, so they were like, Queen Nandi, you just have to go. You had Shaka with someone who belongs to the same clan as you, which are a definite no-no. So you did those definite no-no things. So she found shelter with the Dlacheni, a sub-claim name of the powerful Mthethwa. When Shaka was 23 years old, Udingiswayo, the Mthethwa paramount chiefman, called up Shaka's Dlacheni age group for military service. For the next 6 years, he served with brilliance as a warrior of the Mthethwa Empire. Senza ngakhona, uShaka's father died in 1816, and Dingiswayo released Shaka from service and sent him to take over the Zulu, which at this time probably numbered fewer than 1,500 people, occupying an area of the wide Umfolozi River. They were amongst the smallest of the more than 800 East Nguni Bantu clan. But from the day of Shaka's arrival, they commenced their march to greatness. Shaka ruled with an iron hand from the outset, meting out instant death for the slightest opposition. Reorganization of the army. His first act was to reorganize the army. Shaka first rearmed his men with long-bladed, short, haft stabbing assegais, which forced them to fight at close quarters. He developed standard tactics which the Zulu used in every battle. The available regiments, known closely as the Impi, were divided into 4 groups. The strongest termed the chest, closest with the enemy to pin him down, while the 2 horns raised out to encircle and attack the foe from behind. The battle were supervised by Indunas, or the officers who used hand signals to direct the regiment. Oh, that's why UKC on the radio loved to use that song. It's actually a song that I know from Casey. May his soul rest in peace. Like, who remembers the song? Embi Gona Ntimbiyeza Kubano Bengathinta Mabhubesi Casey Embi. Who remembers that? So it's because of the Zulu warriors that we formulated by Shaka. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. And I hear like impi this, impi that, impi this, impi. I had no idea. Oh my goodness, that's interesting. This is too long. And I have made a video about Shaka Zulu and his life. I actually made 2 videos about that. Was it 2? Just 1. I will put it somewhere here. And you can definitely check it out. Check it out. Check it out to learn more about Inkosi yamaZulu, King Shaka. King Shaka Zulu, Shaka Zulu, Shaka Zulu. So that is pretty much where I think we should call this a video. We learned a thing or two about abantu bakwaZulu, imvelaphi yabo, yonke lonto, imvelaphi yabo, yonke lonto. Mandithembe ukuba uye walonwabela uhlelo lwethu lwanamhlanje. What do I say? That's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope you learned a thing or two about the Zulu kingdom and the huge role that was played by King Shaka Zulu for building and fighting for the Zulu nation, the Zulu kingdom. And that is pretty much going to be it for today's video. I will catch you in the next one. Did you learn something new in today's video? You know the drill. If you did learn something new in today's video, be like, I learned something new today. Comment down below. Like, I learned something new today. And I will know that you have watched this video till this part. And I will know that indeed you did learn something new today. This is awkward because I don't know how to end today's video, and I'm just like babbling. And if you've made it this far and you are commenting, I've learned something new today, I will know that you watched through the babbling of me in my videos. And how do I end it? Well, I started the video with saying Sanibonani, which is basically hello to all of you in isiZulu. And now I think I should end it with goodbye in isiZulu. How exactly do you say goodbye in isiZulu? Oh, I should say goodbye, I will see you next time, but I'll say that in isiZulu. Nisale kahle, ndizawunibona kwethuba elizayo. Hambani kakuhle, nilale kakuhle, ndizanibona kwethuba elizayo. Hayi kaloku ndigqibile ngoku. Ungadulale nawe ndigqibile ngoku, satsho ngentoni? Intoni ebukeleyo ngoku? Hayi dolale nawe ndigqibile ngoku. Intoni na wena? Intoni wasoloko ungalali ufuna ukubukela khona? Ayisekho into ezoyijonga ngoku, ayisekho into ezawudlala ngoku, sendigqibile. Lala kaloku, lala fa. Gqibile ngoku thetha ngemvelaphi yabantu bakwaZulu. Gqibile ungalala mntasekhaya. Lala ngane yakithi, khawulale ngane yakithi. Ndiyacela bandla ngane yakithi, khawulale. Ngiyacela hawu bandla ngane yakithi. Yini manje? Yini manje? Khawulale kanye kantshele. Khona lento ukwenzela isicefe, khona lento ukubangela isicefe namuhla, ibangela ukuthi ungakwazi ukulala. Kantshele ngane yakithi, ngiyacela kodwa manje ulale. Sengiqedile ngohlelo lodlamuna namuhla, ndiqedile ngohlelo lodlamuna namuhla. Khawulale ngane yakithi, ngiyacela bandla, lala kaloku ngane yakithi. Hawu phela khawulale, ngiyacela ngane yakithi. Goodbye.